Suresh Kumar Goyal, who's a foreign expert, and Joe Truzman, who's a senior research analyst at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, joining me live from the United States of America. Now, I'll come to you first, Joe. You know, a lot of questions are being raised with regards to what will happen next, what will we see next, because threats are flying thick and fast from both the sides. Do you think the strikes will continue, or do you believe Iran and Israel will go back to covert operations?
First of all, thank you for having me on. I think a lot of this, at least the details of what happened, are slowly coming out. But I think what is most important is what's coming out of Iran state-controlled media, which essentially what they're doing is they're downplaying the Israeli strikes. So, which is actually can be taken with good news. We're not seeing significant threats coming out of Iran, at least initially, just a few hours after these Israeli strikes. So that may mean that Iran may consider this case essentially closed for now. However, there's still the issue of Iran's proxies and clients in the region, notably Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen. Of course, there's the Palestinian terrorist groups in Gaza, and then there's Syrian groups as well. They've been waging a multi-front war against the Israelis for a little over a year now. So I think it's the possibility of direct attacks between Israel and Iran. It's the possibility can still occur. It may happen, but right now, I don't think the Iranians are going to respond to this recent Israeli attack, which is actually good news for the region.
Right, Joe, so you are saying that this is actually good news for the region. Suresh, coming to you now, this war has been going on for the last 1 year, and we have seen a pattern of sorts. There are attacks that take place, and then we see the IDF spokesperson coming out and making a statement. This time, they are saying that what they have done was retaliation, and also sending out a message to Iran saying that now you do not need to drag us back to war. This almost is over.
Are you saying that the IDF's message is the war is almost over? I didn't understand that part. I don't think that was the message from IDF. IDF's message was very clear that every action from Iran would invite a retaliation. But the good thing about this retaliation is that Israel has been rather patient and restrained in the action on ground or through the air. What they had said that they will not attack certain targets, they will be limited in the approach, military targets. They have done that. We do not know how much damage has been done. I think in due time, depending upon which were the targets precisely hit, Iran would decide whether their action is going to be limited in nature or what they will do. But I'm quite certain that Iran will take certain action. Maybe it is just like what they did earlier when the Hamas representative was killed in Tehran. And there was a very limited action from Iran, which simply showed the determination. So let us see what goes ahead. But I'm quite certain that there will be retaliation, maybe limited in nature, because I don't think that Iran is interested at the moment, and nor is Israel, it seems, in extending the war between each other. Aishwarya.
Right. So, Suresh, they are making a very clear point in saying that at the moment it seems like both Iran and Israel will now go slow on it. Joe, coming to you now, you spoke about the fact that the measured responses from both the sides are actually pointing towards the fact that this will be good news for the region. The United States elections just around the corner. Do you think that will impact the ongoing war?
I think it will impact the ongoing war. I think the Israelis, especially the Israelis, took the upcoming elections here in the United States into account. There was some speculation that the Israelis would have waited until after the election in the United States to carry out a strike against Iran. However, we know that to be untrue now. So I think right now what the Israelis did, even though they waited several weeks to respond to Iran. I think what they were doing was waiting for the right time, okay? And overnight, those conditions, the right conditions were met here for the Israelis to carry out this attack. And we saw that that was true. So, I think the elections had some influence here, but it seems that the Israelis didn't want to wait until after the elections to strike Iran.
Right, right, Joe. Suresh, coming to you now, do you believe the stability globally, can that be impacted? Because one thing we have seen very clearly, and that's what Israel has done, the idea is to cripple Iran's economy as much as possible.
There are two things here. As I said, that I don't see any great determination on part of Israel to destabilize Iran, either economically or politically. There will be, of course, cost. There will be a punishment through economic cost, but not to the extent of debilitating Iran completely. That's what my reading is. And therefore, what I see is a limited kind of a skirmish, tangle between the two, which will go on. But the major action really will remain in the Middle East. Gaza, Lebanon, Yemen, which is where Iran's proxies are. And my own feeling also is that while the direct confrontation between Iran and Israel would be limited, but the cost to these proxies of Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah, and Houthis, I'm repeating the names, is going to be extensive because Israel is, I think, more or less certain, decided in its own strategy that the threat to Israel lies from these proxies more immediately.
Yeah. Right, Suresh. Joe, coming to you now, do you believe at the moment that, what Israel is actually known for is to wait and watch? So do you think that will be the strategy going forward, that now they have given out statements and said that what you did to us, it is tit for tat, but now, if you retaliate, then once again, you will see action coming in from our side. But do you believe for now, it seems like the kind of statements that are coming in, retaliatory action is over. Do you believe it will now be wait and watch on both the fronts?
Correct. I think so. I think the Israelis have responded and met their goals of attacking Iran. They achieved their goals and struck the targets that they wanted to. They even came out with a statement a short time ago saying that their planes returned safely and that they had attacked targets in Iran. So I think right now Israel is satisfied with the mission. And I think, as you were saying, that they'll wait and see. I think your guest mentioned this earlier. Your other guest mentioned this earlier, that Israel will not retaliate or respond unless Iran attacks them, which is a good sign here when it comes to direct action. But I have to stress, though, that Iran and its the proxies that are around Israel's borders, again, Lebanon, Syria, and other countries, these Iranian proxies, they're essentially tools of the regime. They're tools of Iran. Iran controls many of these groups or has a lot of influence over these groups. So, there is still that relationship there, but I don't think Israel is going to respond against Iran, at least until there is a direct attack from Iran against the Jewish state.
Right. Joe Truzman and Suresh Kumar Goyal, thank you for joining me.